Hey everyone, this is Xanthi and welcome to my channel In Two Pieces. Now today I'm into, I guess you could say, endurance pieces. Does that make sense? Anyway, this is about puzzle marathons. Now, puzzle marathons are something that I do believe have a bit of a longer tradition in Europe. And I've seen them being held in North America. And I believe there's been one or two maybe in the eastern states of Australia. I do know where I live in Western Australia, they're a fairly new concept. And there was just recently a event held here. It was, I do believe, the second only marathon that has been held here where I live in Perth, Western Australia. So it was quite a new concept, people to get their heads around. Now, this event wasn't a full marathon as in 24 hours. It was a half marathon, so it was 12 hours, starting at 7 p.m. and finishing at 7 a.m. So I've got my laptop here on the side, and it's just here because there's quite a bit of notes, facts and figures that I'll need to refer to. I can't remember off the top of my head. So anyway, this event that happened here recently, it was actually held as a fundraiser for something called telethon, and which telethon started in 1968 here, and it's affiliated with one of the TV channels, so it's broadcasted on TV. They get celebrities in, and it's like a whole weekend of basically fundraising for medical care for children and also research into children's diseases. And I remember it from when I was a child, so it's been going on for quite a while. So this year it was hosted by the Vincent Community Jigsaw Library. Now, I did do a video about them. They're just a local volunteer-based jigsaw library that runs out of a tennis club not very far from where I live, in their hall. And I'll put a link in the description of that video where I interviewed basically the founder of the library, so check that out to get some background on them. So basically this was well, on the day there was 3 out of the 4 sort of organizers of the library were there, and of course their efforts are all like volunteer based. They're not paid to do this, so it's great that they gave up their time and to organize this and to run it on the night in the morning. And that was Isabel, Pauline and Luciana, and lovely ladies, and they were ever so helpful on the night, and they welcomed me there. Now, I went there as not so much of a participant but more of an observer. I wanted to get footage, and but as you'll see, I did participate a little bit, and my partner Marcus came with me to help me out with all the tech things, and he participated a little bit too. But first of all, like I said, the venue was at the Tennis Club Hall, which is the same place where the Jigsaw Library operates out of. It's not big, but it's got what was needed. It had like toilets, it had a kitchen, and it had plenty of room for the tables. I think there was about 8 tables there that was set out for the different teams puzzling. There was plenty of free parking, that was an issue. And then there was, most importantly, there were some locked gates there just for security. Obviously overnight, random people couldn't just wander in. So that was good. Also, we noticed that extra lights were brought in. I think there was some in the ceiling, but also set up along the floor on stands, so puzzlers could make sure they could see. They're not straining their eyes, especially during the nighttime hours. And we also noticed there were some cameras that were put up on the ceiling as well. I think the idea was just to sort of focus on the tables rather than the people, just to get some footage of, you know, I guess, of the puzzling that was being done. So the organisers definitely put a lot of effort. You could tell they put in a lot of effort into this event. There was also a raffle, and there was 3 sets of prizes, and they included things like puzzle accessories and a gift voucher, and of course puzzles. So that was good. That was the money also went towards, you know, this fundraiser. So on each table, I had a bit of a wander around and look around, and we noticed they had like a completion sheet. And this completion sheet was basically like a log, kind of a logbook, where you each team will put the name of the puzzle, the brand, the number of pieces, the time they started and they finished, and any thoughts they had on the puzzles that they were doing. And they also had a little fun bingo card there. And the idea is that if they finished it, the 10 got to keep the puzzle lid, stand and poster that was supplied to them. And they were actually supplied by, I think, one of the volunteers' husbands. And they kindly gave me one. And of course, I got this sort of bronze orange one, which I'm rather pleased. It's kind of nifty because it holds the lid, but it's also got a slots in the front there where you can put in poster. So I thought that was pretty nifty. And also, because it folds, it's good for travel. So I thought, wow, I've got quite a few sort of holders, but one more, you can't have too many. So I really liked it, and thank you very much for gifting that to me. Now, there were lots of puzzles to choose from, and I was told that some were from the Jigsaw library and some were from the personal collections, I guess, of the organisers. They brought it along. We had a bit of a good look around. So there were some, you know, wooden ones. There were smaller piece counts. There were lots of different brands. Of course, Marcus managed to find a dinosaur puzzle. So I had to snap a photograph of that. I'm sure if, you know, we had a table, we would be doing that one first. Also, Tanu, is it Tanu? Tanu? Oh, I should have asked, but they provided a few puzzles for this event. Now, they're an online business and they're local here to Perth. And they're kind of unique in that they're bringing in puzzles from overseas, from brands. I've noticed a lot of them are Asian brands, but I think just recently they've got a Canadian brand. But they're sort of like these smaller brands, or maybe brands that we just haven't heard of here in Australia. And I do believe that they sort of test them to see, you know, what the quality is like. And so they provided a few puzzles that the tables could work on. And they also provided I think it was a gift certificate for the raffle, which is great. And really great is that I got to meet Emily from Tanu, and she gifted me one of the puzzles, and it is this one. I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but it's actually covered in very, very fine glitter all the way through. And I asked her, is that just the box, or is it, you know, in on the pieces? And Emily said that yes, indeed, they're on the pieces as well. She did admit that this one is particularly difficult to do, and I believe her. Now, the brand is called Sandbars in the Rivers of Time, and I think the actual title of it is it's called Alice's Dream. Now it's the back of it is written in a lot of different sort of languages. I am not sure what language that might be, so pardon me for being ignorant. Could be Chinese, maybe it's Japanese. I'm not sure. I will have to find out, because I do intend to do this one I think this deserves a separate video on its own, where I'll talk about the business Tenu, and I will also do a review of this gorgeous puzzle. It's quite heavy, so I'm guessing the pieces are quite thick. I haven't opened it up to check yet because I want to do that in that separate video. But yeah, this is right up my alley, and yeah, the other ones that were provided really appealed to me as well. And I will put a link in the description here of their website, so you can just go in and have a look to see what else they've got. So one of the things is that, yes, you could do any of the puzzles that the organisers provided, or you could bring your own. And I noticed that a few people did bring their own, including there was one team that had a puzzle from the World Championship. It was the 1000 Ravensburger from the World Pairs Final, which was unreleased at that time. And I think it was just called Speed Puzzling. Oh, I had such envy. The puzzle belonged to Gail. Hi, Gail, who happened to be, I think she was in the UK at the time that Worlds was happening, and then they released these puzzles. So she was able to get this puzzle, and I guess maybe some of the others, while she was there, and then she brought them back home to Australia. So I had major envy of that one. So yeah, but there was a nice choice of puzzles there. Also, I might sort of add that the organisers did let us let participants borrow scoops. They had some there that there was one puzzle that was quite crumbly, so I said to the team, hey, hang on, I think I can get a scoop for you to help move them around, because there was no way you could pick them up and move them. So that was handy to have, because I didn't see many scoops being used by teams, so maybe that's just maybe a new thing for some people. But anyway, Marcus and I were there to record and observe, but we did end up joining in a few times here and there, but we were not up to a haul over the night. Physically, it was a little bit much for me. I'm really tempted to do a marathon or a half marathon. If it was a case of where we had more team members and you could swap people out and people could go off and, have a sleep or whatever and then come back, maybe. But I find that even mentally and physically, I find it a little bit too difficult. So I kind of didn't pull back from actually properly participating, but I did want to be there and to support the event and observe as well. I went around and chatted to various people. It was a very fun and chatty vibe that night. Once we got started, everyone was friendly. While I was going around chatting to people were inviting me to come and sit with them and puzzle. So that was nice. But, we were there for a while, and then Marcus and I headed off home and crawled into our nice comfy beds. So the next morning, well, I woke up to a message from one of the participants, and it was this photo of me up on, they had like a big TV screen. It was a photo of me up on that, and it was, the organisers obviously had put up one of the videos that I had done for this channel, and they were playing it in the morning, I guess, while people were puzzling. So it was surprising. It was a little bit disconcerting to see myself blown up and big on this big screen, but it was nice as well. I hope I didn't distract people too much from their puzzling. Anyway, so when we got back, the vibe was quite different. It was really quiet, it was subdued, and there were people that had left during the night, which is understandable. Everyone's got their limits. It's quite difficult to stay up that late, and the concentration also, you could see as I was going around the tables and I was helping people here and there with their puzzles, you could see that, you know, as people get tired, it's a bit harder because puzzling, you require quite a lot of cognitive skills to do it. And when you're tired, that's really hard to do. But the people who were still there, well, they were still in good spirits. They were tired, but they were still puzzling away, and you know, they post my photos and they're quite gracious, which is nice. No one was particularly grumpy, let's just say that. There was a really fun moment of community spirit on Emily from Tanu on her table. They were trying to finish what I would consider quite a tough puzzle before time ran out at 7 a.m. And I went in and I helped out a bit, and I was thinking, wow, it was one of those puzzles where there could be a lot of false fits, and even trying to get the edge pieces was difficult because they were all the same sort of color and pattern. So what I sort of discovered was that quite a few people started watching, and then a few people from other tables came and helped out. So I stepped back and I was just videoing it while they were finishing, and they finished. And there was a round of applause and cheers. So that was really nice to see happen right at the end there. So yeah, the amount that was raised by the participants and the organisers came to $2,813. Now, I do believe that some of the teams did their own fundraising, sort of independent of you know, the event, which was great. And so congratulations, of course, have to go to the organisers and to all the participants, and thanks to everyone who allowed me to film and photograph them. You know, people were asked for permission for that, and I didn't get any pushback, which was nice. And it was really nice that, you know, I got invited to join in some of the puzzling action. And like I said, Marcus got in on the action as well. There will be an event next year, and I do believe it might be a 24-hour one. We'll have to double check that. I've got the flyer. I'll pop it up. It will be at a different venue. Now, do note on the flyer, it's got the wrong year on it. It's got 2025, but it's supposed to be 2026 in October. Telethon. It's to coincide with telethon, which always seems to happen in October. So we'll add the details on how you can book and register in the description below to this video. So again, if I'm able to, I might just go and catch some of the action there, but we'll see. It's a year away. So that's it for me. I've just got some photos and videos from the event, so enjoy the slideshow. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, comment if you've got anything you want to say. Were you there? What did you think of the event? And for those who weren't there, have you been to a puzzle marathon? If you haven't, is it something that you would consider? Now, it is quite difficult on the neck and the back and the shoulders and everything, and of course the sleep, you know, losing out on sleep. So yeah, it's probably not for everyone, but if you think you might be up for it, I'd say, you know, go for it. Thank you to people who have subscribed. Please consider subscribing to this channel. I really appreciate it. I try to bring a sort of varied content between puzzle reviews and puzzle haul videos and events and just anything that's puzzle related, really. Some of it is local, some of it is, you know, universal, but it's all there for just for a bit of entertainment and a bit of fun, and I hope you enjoy. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.